The big meeting room on Kepler Prime was full of strange beings from across the galaxy. Captain Hake Murphy walked slowly to the center stage. His black uniform had the air symbol on it. Behind him, Dr. Lisa Brooks carried a metal case with humanity's greatest secrets inside. Hake looked around the room. The Federation Council had members from 12 different worlds. Ambassador Sectar sat in the biggest chair. A was tall and green with yellow eyes like a snake. His people ruled the Vortac Empire. Next to him sat Dr. Bailnot, who looked like a ghost made of blue light. The crystal people looked like walking diamonds. The bug-like swarm representatives clicked their mouths when they talked. For 50 years, humans had been part of this federation. They always did what the council said. They shared their technology and got all their alien technology in return. Every human leader before Hake had been happy with this deal. But Hake was different. He had been a soldier before becoming a arch-top diplomat. He knew how the galaxy really worked. "Welcome, humans," said Ambassador Sectar. His voice sounded like rocks grinding together. "We are excited to see what new gifts you bring to the Federation today." Hake stepped forward. "Thank you, Ambassador. Dr. Brooks will show you what we have made." Dr. Brooks opened her case. Inside was a small silver box with blue lights. "This device can send messages across the galaxy instantly," she said. "No delays. No limits. It works better than anything the Federation has ever seen." The Alien Council members leaned forward. Their eyes went wide. Instant communication across space was something they had tried to make for thousands of years. "There is more," Dr. Brooks continued. She pulled out another device. It looked like a crystal ball filled with moving lights. "This is our new thinking machine. It can solve problems that have confused the greatest minds in the galaxy." She pressed a button. The device lit up and began to speak. "Hello, Federation Council. I have studied your trade problems, your energy shortages, and your conflicts. I have found solutions to all of them." The room went completely quiet. Even Ambassador Sectar's yellow eyes went wide with shock. Dr. Bailnot floated forward. "These technologies, they are beyond what we expected from humans. How did you advance so quickly?" Hake smiled, but it was not a happy smile. "We learned to think differently than you do." "Now," said Ambassador Sectar, "you will share these technologies with all Federation members. This is our way. This is our lab." Hake looked straight at the alien leader. "No." The word hung in the air like a bomb about to explode. No one in the Federation had ever said no to sharing technology. It had never happened before. "What did you say?" Ambassador Sectar stood up. He was 3 times taller than Hake. "He said no," Hake repeated. His voice was calm and strong. "Earth will not share these technologies with the Federation." The room exploded with noise. Aliens shouted in languages that had human ears. The book people clicked angrily. The crystal beings made sounds like breaking glass. Commander Nick Torres, Jack's security chief, put his hand on his weapon. He was ready for trouble. Dr. Bailnot's ghostly form turned red with anger. "This is impossible. This breaks every lab we have. Every Federation member must share their advances." Hake raised his hand for quiet. Slowly, the noise stopped. "For 50 years, humans have shared everything we created," Hake said. "We gave you our music, our art, our science, our medicine. We shared our farming methods, our manufacturing processes, our computer programs. We held nothing back." "Yes," said Ambassador Sectar. "As is proper. But what did you give us in return?" Hake asked. "Old technology. Outdated weapons. Broken machines that barely worked. Meanwhile, you kept your best invention secret." "We gave you what was appropriate for your level," Dr. Bailnot said. "You treated us like children," Hake replied. "You gave us toys while keeping the real tools for yourselves." Dr. Brooks stepped forward. "We studied your stories. The Vortac Empire has faster than light travel for 2,000 years, but you only share the old, slow version with newer members. The Crystal Collective has perfect energy sources, but you only share the weak ones. The Isiriel Commonwealth can heal any disease, but you kept the good medicine for yourselves. This is how civilizations grow." Ambassador Sectar slammed his fist on his chair. "The advanced guide the primitive." "We are not primitive anymore," Hake said quietly. "And we will not be treated like children." A small alien from the peaceful world spoke up. "But if humans do not share, How can the galaxy advance together? Hake looked at the small creature with skinned eyes. We want the galaxy to advance. But we want real partnership, not fake friendship. We want to trade as equals, not give away our best work for scraps. You cannot do this. Dr. Bailnot's form was now brick red. The Federation Council will not allow it. The Federation Council has no power over Earth anymore, Hake said. We are taking control of our own future. Ambassador Sector's voice became very dangerous. If you will not share willingly, perhaps we must take what we need. Commander Torres stepped forward. His weapon was now in his hand. I would like to see you try. The tension in the room was sick enough to cut. Alien guards moved toward their weapons. Human soldiers did the same. Hake held up his hand again. There will be no violence today. We came here to talk, not fight. Then talk sense. Ambassador Sector shouted. Share your technology. No, Hake said one more time. We will trade with those who respect to us. We will help those who treat us fairly. But we will never again give away our best work to those who see us as lesser beings. Dr. Brooks closed her case. The amazing devices disappeared from view. The human delegation is leaving now, Hake announced. Earth will make its own way in the galaxy. As they walked toward the door, Dr. Bailnot called out, You will regret this. The Federation will punish Earth. You will be cut off from all trade. You will be alone. Hake stopped at the door and turned back. We have been alone for 50 years. We just didn't know it yet. Ambassador Sector stood up to his full height. The Federation Council will vote on this matter. If Earth does not change its mind in 30 days, you will be expelled from the Federation. You will have no protection. No trade. No friends. Hake smiled, and his teammate was a real smile. We will see who needs friends more. The human delegation walked out of the meeting room. Behind them, the Federation Council exploded into angry arguments. Some aliens wanted immediate war. Others wanted economic punishment. A few quietly wondered if the humans might be right. As they reached their ship, Dr. Brooks whispered to Hake, Are you sure about this? We are about to make enemies of the most powerful beings in the galaxy. Hake looked up at the stars through the ship's window. Lisa, for 50 years we have been trying to prove we belong in this galaxy. Today, we proved something much more important. What's that? We proved we don't need their permission to be great. The humans ship lifted off from Kepler Prime. In 30 days, they would have their answer. War or freedom? Hake Murphy was ready for either one.
30 days passed like a storm. Every day, Jake Murphy waited for Earth's leaders to change their minds. Every day, they stood firm. On day 30, the Federation's answer came through every communication channel in the galaxy. Earth is expelled from the Galactic Federation. Ambassador Zektar's message played on every screen. All trade agreements are ended. All military protection is removed. All diplomatic relationships are broken. The humans chose isolation. Now they have it. Admiral Roy Chan stood in Earth's main Space Command Center. He was a short, tough man with gray hair and scars on his hands from his days as a fighter pilot. Around him, hundreds of officers watched screens showing Federation ships leaving human space. Well, people, Admiral Chen said to his staff, we are on our own now. Let's see what humans can do when nobody is watching. Dr. Sam Mitchell ran down the hallway to the command center. He was Earth's smartest scientist, and he looked worried. Admiral, I have the reports from all our research stations. What's the damage, Sam? Dr. Mitchell put a tablet on the main table. It's bad. The Federation cut off all our science databases. No more shared research. No more technical support. We lost access to 90% of galactic knowledge. And the good news? Admiral Chen asked. Dr. Mitchell smiled for the first time in days. The good news is we don't need it anymore. My teams have been studying our own technology. Admiral, what we've built is not just different from Federation tech. It's better. Lieutenant Kate Walsh, a young communications officer, looked up from her station. Sir, I'm getting reports from across the galaxy. Federation worlds are having problems. What kind of problems? Admiral Chen walked over to her station. System failures, sir. Their computers are crashing. Their ships are breaking down. Their trade networks are falling apart. Kate's eyes went wide as she read more reports. Sir, it looks like they need us more than we thought. Admiral Chen frowned. Explain. Dr. Mitchell sat down heavily in a chair. For 50 years, we've been fixing their problems. Every time Federation technology didn't work right, they called human engineers. Every time different alien systems couldn't work together, they used human solutions. Every time they had conflicts, they asked human diplomats to solve them. You're saying we were doing their work for them? More than that, Dr. Mitchell said. We were the glue holding their whole system together. Without us, it's all falling apart. On the other side of Earth, General Alex Rivera was building the strongest defense system the world had ever seen. He was a big man who had fought in 3 wars. Now he was preparing for the biggest war of all. How long until Project Fortress is ready? He asked his assistant. 2 weeks, sir. The new defense satellites are almost in position. The AI systems are learning fast. The weapon platforms are online. General Rivera nodded. Good. Because they're coming. Dr. Mitchell's computer beeped with an urgent message. Admiral, you need to see this. The main screen lit up with a map of the galaxy. Red dots showed Federation fleets moving through space. All of them were heading toward Earth. How many ships? Admiral Chen asked. 3 full battle fleets. Over 600 ships total. The command center went quiet. 600 Federation warships against Earth's small defense fleet. It should have been hopeless. But Admiral Chen was smiling. Kate, send a message to all Earth ships. Tell them to get ready for visitors. What should the message say, sir? Tell them the test is about to begin. Lieutenant Kate Walsh had been monitoring alien communications for weeks. What she found shocked her. Admiral, the Federation is breaking apart. How so? Kate pulled up her reports. The peaceful worlds are refusing to send ships to attack us. The Crystal Collective is fighting with the Vortak Empire over trade routes. The Swarm is attacking Federation supply lines. And the smaller worlds are talking about leaving the Federation completely. Dr. Mitchell looked at the data. This is amazing. Without humans to solve their problems, they can't work together anymore. Admiral Chen studied the galactic map. It makes sense. We were the translators, the mediators, the problem solvers. Take that away, and they remember why they never liked each other in the first place. A new officer ran into the command center. Admiral, message from the civilian government. What do they want? President Foster wants to know if we can really defend Earth against 600 ships. Admiral Chen looked around the room at his officers. These were good people who had worked hard for 50 years to protect humanity. They deserved an honest answer. I don't know, he said. Our ships are better. Our weapons are stronger. Our AI is smarter. But 600 ships is 600 ships. Dr. Mitchell stood up. Admiral, there's something else. My research teams have been studying captured Federation technology. We found something interesting. What? They're all specialists. The Vortak Empire makes great weapons but terrible computers. The Crystal Collective has perfect energy sources but weak defenses. The Ethereal Commonwealth has amazing medicine but slow ships. Each species is really good at one thing and bad at everything else. And humans. We're good enough at everything. Not the best at any one thing, but good enough at all things. That makes us. Dr. Mitchell paused, trying to find the right words. That makes us dangerous. Admiral Chen nodded slowly. A specialist can be beaten by someone better at their specialty. But a generalist can adapt to anything. Exactly. The alarm bells began ringing. Lieutenant Kate Walsh's voice filled the command center. Admiral, Federation fleets are entering the solar system. Admiral Chen looked at the main screen. Hundreds of alien ships appeared at the edge of human space. They were beautiful and terrible, built by civilizations thousands of years older than humanity. All ships, this is Admiral Chen. This is what we trained for. Show them what humans can do. On the main screen, the lead Federation ship sent a message. Ambassador Zektar's face appeared, looking angry and confident. "Humans of Earth, you have 30 minutes to surrender. Give us your technology and submit to Federation authority. If you refuse, we will take what we want by force." Admiral Chun walked to the communication station. "Open a channel to all Federation ships." "Channel open, sir." Admiral Chun looked directly into the camera. "This is Admiral Roy Chen of Earth Defense Command. You are in human space without permission. Leave now or face the consequences." Ambassador Zektar laughed. "Consequences? You have 50 ships against our 600. You cannot win." Admiral Chen smiled the same way Jake Murphy had smiled 30 days ago. "You still don't understand us, do you? We're not trying to win a war. We're trying to teach you a lesson." "What lesson?" "That respect cannot be taken by force. It must be earned." Admiral Chen cut the communication. He turned to his staff. "General Rivera, are your defenses ready?" "Yes, sir." "Dr. Mitchell, are your weapons online?" "Yes, sir." "Kate, are you recording everything?" "Yes, sir." Admiral Chen sat down in his command chair. "Then let's give the galaxy something to talk about. Begin Operation Schoolyard." The first Federation ship to attack Earth was the VS Dominator, a massive Vortak warship with enough firepower to destroy a small moon. Captain Beth Morgan watched it approach on her screens from the bridge of the ESS Defiant, humanity's newest and strangest warship. "Captain," said her weapons officer, "the Dominator is charging its main guns." "Let them," Captain Morgan replied. She was a calm woman with steady hands and sharp eyes. "Chief Santos, are our adaptive systems ready?" Chief Engineer Maria Santos nodded from her station. She was the smartest engineer Earth had ever produced. "All systems are go, Captain. The AI is watching their attack patterns." The Dominator fired. A beam of pure energy that could cut through any known armor shot toward the Defiant. But instead of trying to dodge or block the beam, the Defiant did something no ship had ever done before. It absorbed the energy. "Energy absorption at 95%, Chief Santos reported. Converting to power for our own weapons." Captain Morgan smiled. "Fire back." The Defiant shot the Dominator's own energy back at it, but changed and improved. The beam punched through the alien ship's armor like paper. The Dominator exploded in a ball of fire. Across the Federation fleet, alien captains stared in shock. Their most powerful warship had been destroyed by a human vessel 1/10 its size. "Impossible," Ambassador Zektar whispered from his command ship. "How did they do that?" His science officer was checking the readings. "Sir, their ship learned from our attack. It adapted in real time. Our own weapon was used against us." On Earth, Dr. Tony Clark was studying the battle from his laboratory. He was a thin man with thick glasses who understood alien technology better than any human alive. "Fascinating," he said to his assistant. "Look at these readings." "What am I looking at, Doctor?" "Proof that we were right about them. Watch how the Federation ships attack. Each species uses the same tactics over and over. The Vortak always charge straight ahead. The crystal beings always try to surround their enemies. The ethereals always stay far away and shoot. And that's bad." Dr. Clark pointed to another screen showing human ships. "Look at our vessels. No two ships are fighting the same way. The Defiant is absorbing energy. The Courage is using ramming tactics. The Liberty is fighting 3 different ways in the same battle. We adapt. They don't." In space, the battle was turning into something the galaxy had never seen. Human ships didn't just fight, they learned. Each time an alien weapon hit a human vessel, the humans understood that weapon better. Each time an alien ship used a tactic, the humans found a way to counter it. Commander Paul Hayes led a team of human soldiers onto a damaged Crystal Collective ship. Paul was a tough Marine who had fought in battles across human space. But what he found on the alien ship surprised him. "These crystals aren't just their bodies," he told his team through radio. "They're living computers. And they're all connected to each other." "What does that mean, Commander?" "It means when we capture one of their ships, we learn how all their ships work. Paul looked around the strange crystal corridors. Team 2, start downloading their navigation data. Team 3, get their weapon specifications. Team 4, find their communication codes. Sir, is that legal? Paul laughed. They came here to steal our technology by force. I think we can borrow theirs. Back on the Defiant, Captain Morgan watched as human boarding teams captured ship after ship. The Federation had expected humans to fight like other species, with honor and rigid tactics. Instead, humans fought like humans, with creativity and determination to win. Captain, her communications officer called, we're getting surrender signals from 12 Federation ships. Accept their surrender, Captain Morgan ordered. But keep our weapons ready. Chief Santos looked up from her screens. Captain, you need to see this. Our AI has been analyzing the captured alien technology. What did it find? Their ships are more advanced than ours in some ways. But they have a major weakness. All their systems are designed to work with their own species only. A Vortak ship can't use crystal weapons. An ethereal can't fly a swarm fighter. Captain Morgan understood immediately. But our ships can use any technology. Exactly. We're already installing crystal energy shields on human ships. We're putting Vortak weapons on our fighters. We're using ethereal sensors on our scouts. Every captured ship makes our entire fleet stronger. The tide of battle was turning. What started as 600 Federation ships against 50 human vessels was becoming something else entirely. Human ships were getting stronger with each victory, while Federation ships couldn't adapt to human tactics. Admiral Chen watched the battle from Earth's command center. Status report. Lieutenant Kate Walsh read from her screens. 18 Federation ships destroyed. 43 captured. 15 surrendered. The rest are retreating to the edge of the solar system. And our losses? 3 ships damaged. No ships lost. No lives lost. Admiral Chen stared at the numbers. It seemed impossible. But the proof was right there on the screens. Dr. Mitchell ran into the command center with a tablet full of data. Admiral, we've analyzed the Federation technology we captured. You're not going to believe this. Try me. Their technology is thousands of years old, but it hasn't improved much. Each species perfected one thing and then stopped innovating. The Vortak weapons are the same design they used 2,000 years ago. The crystal energy systems haven't changed in a millennium. And that means... It means they're not really more advanced than us. They're just older. But being older doesn't make you better if you stop learning. General Rivera's voice came through the communication system. Admiral, I'm getting reports from across the galaxy. Other worlds are watching this battle. And they're asking questions. What kind of questions? They want to know how humans defeated the Federation so easily. They want to know if we'll help them defend against Federation attacks. Some are even asking if they can join us instead of the Federation. Admiral Chun looked at the tactical display. The remaining Federation ships were holding position at the edge of the solar system. Ambassador Zektar's flagship was still there, but it wasn't attacking anymore. Open a channel to the Federation fleet, Admiral Chen ordered. Ambassador Zektar's face appeared on the main screen. He looked old and defeated. What do you want, human? I want you to go home, Admiral Chen said simply. Take your ships and leave human space. You defeated us. You could destroy our remaining ships easily. Why let us go? Admiral Chen leaned forward in his chair. Because we're not like you. We don't conquer worlds just because we can. We defend ourselves when attacked. There's a difference. What happens now? Ambassador Zektar asked. Now you go back to your Federation and tell them what happened here. Tell them that humans are willing to trade with anyone who treats us fairly. Tell them we'll defend anyone who asks for our help. Tell them the age of Federation domination is over. 6 months after the Battle of Earth, the galaxy looked very different. President Linda Foster sat in her office in New York, looking at reports from across the stars. She was a strong woman who had led Earth through its darkest days. Now she was leading humanity into its brightest future. How many worlds have joined the Human Alliance? she asked her advisor. 43 so far, Madam President. 3 more are voting this week. The peaceful worlds were the first to leave the Federation. The mining colonies followed. Even some of the older, stronger worlds are asking to join us. President Foster looked at a map of the galaxy on her wall. Green dots showed worlds in the Human Alliance. Red dots showed the remaining Federation worlds. Blue dots showed independent worlds that wanted to stay neutral. There were a lot more green and blue dots than red ones. Admiral Jack Newman entered the office. He was younger than Admiral Chen, with bright eyes and a quick smile. Madam President, the exploration fleet is ready to launch. How many ships, Admiral? 50 vessels. 20 are the Federation ships we captured and repaired. 30 are new human designs. Each fleet has humans and aliens working together. President Foster nodded. Good. What about Captain Davis and the colony mission? The Freedom launched yesterday. Captain Ryan Davis is leading 300 volunteers to establish our first independent colony. They chose a world the Federation said was too dangerous to settle. Too dangerous how? Admiral Newman grinned. Constant storms, extreme weather, dangerous animals, poisonous plants. You know, the kind of place humans love. President Foster laughed. It was good to hear laughter in the government buildings again. For too long, Earth's leaders had worried about making the Federation angry. Now they worried about making sure everyone in the galaxy had a chance to be free. Dr. Carol Stone walked into the office carrying a thick folder. She was Earth's best negotiator, a smart woman who could make friends with anyone. Madam President, I have the reports from the diplomatic missions. Good news or bad news? Mostly good. The Crystal Collective wants to trade their energy technology for our adaptive computers. The peaceful worlds are offering us 3 more star systems in exchange for military protection. Even some Vortak worlds are secretly asking about joining us. And the bad news? Dr. Stone's expression became serious. Ambassador Zektar has called for a meeting. He says the old Federation Council wants to negotiate. President Foster frowned. What do they want to negotiate? They lost the war. That's just it, Madam President. They're not acting like they lost. They're acting like they still have power over the galaxy. Admiral Newman crossed his arms. Should we meet with them? President Foster thought for a moment. Yes. But on our terms. Not in some fancy Federation building. Here on Earth. Let them see what we've built. 3 weeks later, Ambassador Zektar arrived on Earth with a small group of Federation representatives. Dr. Vailnath was there, still looking like an angry ghost. A few other alien leaders came too, all looking nervous and uncomfortable. They met in Central Park in New York City. President Foster had chosen this place carefully. All around them, humans and aliens walked together, talking and laughing. Children played games that mixed human and alien rules. Street vendors sold food from a dozen different worlds. Ambassador Zektar looked around with confusion. Where are your guards? Your weapons? Your symbols of power? We don't need them, President Foster replied. Our power comes from people choosing to work with us, not from forcing them to obey us. Dr. Vailnatha's ghostly form flickered with annoyance. This is not how governments work. There must be order. There must be control. A group of human and alien children ran past, chasing a ball. One of them was a young crystal being whose body sparkled in the sunlight. Another was a small peaceful world creature with fur like silver silk. They were all laughing together. That looks pretty orderly to me, President Foster said, watching the children play. Ambassador Zektar pulled out a tablet. We have come to offer Earth a return to the Federation. We will give you a higher rank. Better technology sharing. More representation on the Council. In exchange for what? President Foster asked. Stop building your alliance. Stop taking our member worlds. Return the ships you captured. Go back to the way things were. President Foster looked at Dr. Stone, who shook her head slightly. No, President Foster said. No. Ambassador Zektar stood up, towering over the human leader. You cannot refuse the Federation. We are older. We are stronger. We built this galaxy's civilization. You built a system that worked for you, President Foster corrected. We're building a system that works for everyone. An old alien from the peaceful worlds stepped forward. His name was Elder Korth, and he had been a Federation member for 800 years. Humans, I have seen many species rise and fall. I have watched the Federation grow from 12 worlds to 12,000. But I have never seen anything like what you have built. What do you mean, Elder? Elder Korth pointed to a nearby cafe where humans and aliens were eating together. In the Federation, we had rules about which species could interact with which. Humans ignore those rules. In the Federation, we had laws about technology sharing. Humans make their own laws. In the Federation, we had traditions about who could lead and who must follow. Humans threw out those traditions. Ambassador Zektar's eyes narrowed. And look what it has caused. Chaos. Disorder. The breakdown of everything we built. The breakdown of everything you controlled, Elder Korth corrected. My world has been part of the Federation for 8 centuries. We always did what we were told. We always followed the rules. We always stayed in our place. He paused. We were never happy. Happy. Dr. Vailnatha's form turned red. Happiness is not the purpose of civilization. Order is the purpose. Stability is the purpose. Control is the purpose. Elder Korth looked at the ghostly being with sad eyes. Then you have forgotten why civilizations exist in the first place. President Foster stood up. The meeting is over. You know our position. Any world that wants to join the human alliance is welcome. Any world that wants to trade with us as equals is welcome. Any world that wants to stay in the Federation can stay. And what about worlds that want to conquer others? Ambassador Zektar asked dangerously. President Foster's expression became very serious. Those worlds will find out why humans are so good at war. As the Federation representatives prepared to leave, Elder Korth approached President Foster. May I ask you something? Of course, Elder. Why do you do this? Why risk everything to change the galaxy? You could have stayed small and safe and quiet. Why choose the hard path? President Foster looked around at the park full of different species living together peacefully. Because the easy path leads nowhere worth going. After the Federation representatives left, Dr. Stone sat down next to President Foster on a bench. Do you think they'll try to attack again? Maybe. But it won't matter. Every day, more worlds join us. Every day, the old Federation gets smaller and weaker. Every day, more beings discover what freedom feels like. Admiral Newman walked over with a message pad. Madam President, Captain Davis sent a report from the new colony. How are they doing on that dangerous world? Admiral Newman grinned. They love it. The storms provide unlimited energy for their generators. The dangerous animals are being trained as work partners. The poisonous plants make excellent medicine when properly prepared. They're calling it New Hope. Typical humans, Dr. Stone laughed. Give us a problem, and we'll turn it into an advantage. President Foster looked up at the stars beginning to appear in the evening sky. You know what the best part is? What's that, Madam President? We're not done yet. We've only just begun to show the galaxy what's possible when people are free to choose their own path. Far away, on the edge of Federation space, Ambassador Zektar sat in his ship writing a report to the Federation Council. But his mind kept returning to the sight of human and alien children playing together in the park. For the first time in his long life, he wondered if the Federation might be wrong. For the first time in his long life, he wondered what it would be like to be truly free. The galaxy was changing. And there was no going back.